Yeah, the season have resumed, and exactly how a lot of people, thought about it. Man City are still going to be Man City. They're still going to be super solid. They're going to put every other team under pressure. They are going to be the team to beat. As much as excuse me, as much as we want to celebrate them, there are certain parts of this game that I saw and I said to myself, but with Man City again, no matter what you're saying to yourself, they are still going to be City. So let's start from, sorry, it's a hiccup. Let's start from the way City play. If City play like this against every opposition, they'll be beaten. Yes, the last time they were at of more. They scored 6 goals. Haaland scored a hat trick. Today Haaland scored 2 goals, and they were not really at their very best. The injury to Kevin De Bruyne, hamstring or groin, I don't know. If you look at it carefully, it might be hard for I don't know how long it will be out until we get the facts straight. Okay, so let's keep our fingers crossed and wait and hope that it recovers early enough. Having said that, I think that in their victory, in their win, I saw well over enough to sit where I am and I say to myself, this is typical Pep Guardiola's team. They don't start the season very well. They've gone away to win. Last season, they lost four or so games on the road. But this time around, they started very well. Pep Guardiola, anyway, I've only lost two opening day matches, so it's not surprising that they won this game by three goals to nothing. I was expecting more. So if you go back to my prediction, I said it was going to be over 2.5. I didn't see Burnley winning, and you can do a combo of City to win and over 2.5 or over 1.5, and you will be very, very guaranteed of a win. So that is passed by. I'm looking at the City team and I'm saying to myself, without Kevin De Bruyne, that it's not going to be too much of creativity. Pep Guardiola started Julian Alvarez, the most subbed player from last season, and he also started the most capped player from last season, Rodri. But he was the guy who didn't play much, who didn't make much, that made the most impact. Had the man who scored 52 goals in all competition last season, opened his scoring again for the FPL people. If you started Haaland today, I think you started well. I was looking for a hat trick because he was my captain and it was in my attack. I was looking for a hat trick from him, but that didn't happen. Let's move on the matter. So let's look at Burnley. For me, a lot of people were like, okay, why were they not parking the bus? My friend Jeff was sending me a message. Why were they not parking the bus? Why didn't they sit back? Truth is, if you sit back, the pressure will be at your gate. So the best thing was to go forward and try to do something. I'm not sure that Burnley came into this game thinking that they were going to win. Yes, the only thing that is bad about today is the fact that for the very first time in their Premier League history, they got a home red card. All the nine red card they've got before now were all on the road. This is the first time Burnley is getting a red card at home in the English Premier League. So that's only the bad thing. Other than that, everything is fine. And it was also a justified red card anyway. That lunge on Kyle Walker was uncalled for. Didn't have any sight of the ball. Wasn't going to reach the ball. Should have just let him run. And they were not in danger from the attack that was coming off Kyle Walker. So even if they conceded goal, let's say they were in danger. Even if they conceded goal, it didn't change anything. This game have already been won and lost before that moment. So that's the only bad part of the game. I think I like the braveness of Vincent Company putting his team to attack against a team as great and as fearsome and as awesome as Manchester City. The defense line of Man City alone is more expensive than the entire Burnley team. So it's not something to be ashamed of, and this is a team that he's played in before himself and his assistant Craig Bellamy. He knows very well how this team is. But what people need to watch out for Burnley is the fact that they fear nobody. Anybody who can play Man City with this much gusto, this much ability to go forward, is a team to worry about. Their finishing might be very poor because they also had some chances and they didn't take it, but they will go in confidence. I mean, Vincent Company does look to me like a good coach. He will tell them how good they did in this game. I don't think any coach will go back and lambast his players and say they didn't do well. It's not a question of them over respecting Man City, just a question of Man City's class and quality coming to the fore way better than theirs. So there is nothing to be ashamed of if you're a Burnley fan or if you're the coach of Burnley. You obviously go to the dressing room and tell them that you've done well. If you play like this for the remaining 37 games, definitely Burnley is not going to be relegated. And I do think that they would, because there's youth on this team, there is speed, there is movement, there is good ball control. Sometimes they struggle with switching their passes, they focus on one area and they forget the players that they open. Too many times I saw their players raising their hand, calling for the ball, but the ball was not going. That's the difference between a top quality side and a young side. They will learn from their mistake. They would watch the clips again and correct it. Well, congratulations to Man City fans and Pep Guardiola and what's it called? Harlan Brot Haaland is started continue for where he stopped last season. I do hope that it's going to be great tomorrow morning. My prediction for the matches tomorrow will be out on the channel. Do well to subscribe to the channel. As you know, my name is Daffy Matthew. So first prediction is gone out of the way and it's very accurate. I think that I'm going to trust my history the same way I did with the Sheffield United Southampton game. I think we're going to have a great season today. For those who love bet, for those who love analysis, for those who love fun and banter, it's going to happen. Well, Daniel Levy did everything he know how to do, he thought he could do, but what's it called? Harry Kane Abhari, his medical, is smiling and driving in. So tomorrow it will obviously be unveiled by Bayern Munich. So they have to go down and look. Could this mean that Victor Osimhen will go to Tottenham Hotspur? Because we hear that they might go for Victor Osimhen, add some more money to the money that Napoli is paying them, and then go for Victor Osimhen. I want to ask you this question. If you are Victor Osimhen, will you sign for Tottenham Hotspur? And if you're a fan of Victor Osimhen, you are a fan of Nigerian football, you want to advise Victor Osimhen, will you advise him to take the option of Tottenham Hotspur? Don't forget that there is a deal in place for him to go to Al Hilal as a replacement for Jude Gallo, probably the Messi that they couldn't buy, and there's a million pounds a week on the ground. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. The president of the club, Aurelio De Laurentiis, or ADL as some of my friends love to call him, have said Victor Osimhen is going nowhere. But if Tottenham Hotspur comes with the right offer, 150 million pounds, should Victor Osimhen go join Richarlison and the rest and son in the Tottenham Hotspur attack? Would you advise him to go to Spurs just because he wants to play for a Premier League team? Don't forget that Spurs is a very shitty team. Good night and have a wonderful night rest.